Welcome to finding exponential and logarithmic inverses algebraically. Let's get started.
Now remember that inverse is a function that's reflected over the y equals x line, which is my diagonal line. So if I had a point -5, +5, then my inverse point would be +5, -5. We switched our x and y's. We just switched these points together. And you can see on the graph that it is a reflection over this diagonal y equals x line. Now the steps to finding it algebraically. The first thing you want to do, sometimes your f of x is already y, but if it's not, change your f of x to y. Then, just like we did with these points, my x became my y and my y became x. I switched my x and y's to get my new point. So you switch your x and y. X becomes y and y becomes x. Number 3 is you're actually just going to solve for your y now. So let's do an example to see what that looks like.
So let's go ahead and do these two examples together and let's follow the steps. So first I want to change f of x to y, and then I want to switch my x and y. So x equals log y minus 2. Remember, if there's no base with the log, your default would be 10. So log base 10 of x. So we can go and write a 10 here. So all I've done is change f of x to y, switch my x and y, and now I'm going to start solving. I'm going to flip these around. So instead of x equals log 10 y minus 2, I'm going to put the log on this side equaling x. So all I did was switch them. And that's because now that we're here and I want to get y by itself, the only way I can do that is by changing its form to exponential form, right? So remember, log base argument equals x. Remember how we changed to exponential form by b to the x equals a. So that's how I'm going to change this here. 10 to the x equals y minus 2. And since I'm trying to solve for y, I can just add the 2 over. So I'd have 10 to the x, 10 to the x plus 2 equals y. And then we always go back and change that y to f of -1. Of x. And that's my inverse. So see, my h was plus 2, my k was 0, now my h is 0, and my k is plus 2. The inverse of a log is an exponential, so if I am changing the inverse of a log, it should be an answer of an exponential. So let's go the other way. If I have an exponential equation, I want to change it into an inverse, find the inverse of this, my inverse should be a log. So let's see how that works. I change f of x to y, and then I switch my x and y. So x equals 10 to the y plus 4. I'm going to rewrite this just because it's easier for me when I change its form. You don't have to do that. And now, because I'm trying to eventually get y by itself, I'm going to subtract this 4 over. So now I have 10 to the y equals x minus 4. Now I can change its form. So this is an exponential form. I want to put it in log form. So it's log base 10 x minus 4 equals y. Remember, we do log little number, big number equals y. And so now I have my inverse, and I can just change y back to f of -1x. So log base 10 x minus 4. So again, if I had an exponential, my inverse should be a log, and it is. My h was 0 and my k was 4. And here my h is 4 and my k is 0. So we did it correctly. So let me go through one more problem again. This is an exponential. Remember, we want to change f of x to y, and then we want to switch our x and y. So 10 to the y plus 4 minus 5. I'm also going to change it again, just so I can work with it better for me. Then I'm going to add 5 over, because I'm trying to get y by itself, so I've got to get rid of as much as I can. And now I can't move anything else because this is together in an exponent. So I'm going to change its form. So don't forget that when you're doing inverse, you should be changing the form. Because this is exponential, I should end up with a log. So I change it to log, and then it'll be base 10, x plus 5 equals y plus 4. So base 10, x plus 5, base 10, x plus 5 equals y plus 4. And then because I want y by itself, I subtract the 4. And then I just change my y to f of negative 1x. And again, just like we were talking about the h and k, my h up here was a negative 4, my k is a negative 5. And here, you can see your h is a negative 5, my k is a negative 4. So we did those correctly because they switched. I had an exponential, the inverse is a log, so this was done correctly. That's all for now. Bye.